Welcome back to Tran Wins Into the Dead, Our Darkest Days. You better strap yourselves in because this is going to be a long one. We are going to go back to back at the two longest places to deal with in the game. And I think they're even longer than the police precinct, which is kind of just a jog through the area. First, we're going to get everybody situated. Make sure everybody's fed too. There goes quickly all the food that we've been accumulating too. Barb, you're not going to be happy with this vegetable soup, but you'll get over it with a game of cards. Lester, Chow, sure you need to be the one resting yet. Hudson, you get some rest. You get some rest. You all get some rest. I'll do whatever it takes to see the other side of this. Don't taunt him, alright? You'll regret it. Y'all ought to be thanking me for keeping all y'all together. Nice work. Robbie, actually you're gonna go to bed. I was just caught up in watching everybody talk. Okay, Kirk, you're gonna be one of the ones heading out. There's no room for mistakes. Not now. We're going to send Kirk over to Mitchum, Powell, Plaza. And we'll give him 1/2 tomahawk, 2 regular tomahawks, 2 hammers. We're going to need 3 stacks of lockpicks and a bolt cutter. So we'll give him 3 shanks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I mean, we could just go with 6. Yeah, let's go with 6. And we'll add in an extra shank. Just for good shankiness. Here we go. So whatever the video link of this is, that's going to be these 2 areas plus the shelter. That's what it is. On live stream, I had said like, hey, this is going to be a long mission. And so someone said, I'm going to get some ice cream then. And he came back like half an hour later. And he says, I'm done with my ice cream. Are you still here? It's like, yeah, dude, I told you it's going to be long. And we're doing them one right after the other. We're going to send Penny over to RM&K Communications, and she's going to take what's left. Unfortunately, on the live stream, it was the day before early access, I wanted 10 axes, and I had 10 axes by this point. We don't actually have axes. We have a lot of bludgeoning weapons. And that being said, Penny, while she is a blade expert, none of it matters if we will never get caught. And that is the name of the game here. We will go and pack our axes, baseball bats we can, lead pipes we can, and 3 lockpicks, 2 bottles. I think the phrase is armed for bear. Now, when I last mentioned something about the hair off my back, I got a lot of good responses. I really appreciate it. It's always so fun to hear about idioms. I'm going to go ahead and switch out Michelle with Robbie real quick so that Michelle takes the better bed. One of the commenters did say that he thought Michelle might have the low rest perk, and that is true. She does have Insomniac. However, that's not the result of why she had yellow rest, because a level 3 bed pretty much just puts you in blue. That's how good that level 3 bed is. Realistically, that's why I was banking it on being by similar knowledge from before in the demo, where the shelter bed was just not as good as your level beds. So, but yes, she does have Insomniac. I'm going to talk about Insomniac in terms of hunger. Small stomach loses less hunger for each phase. 2 turns of her with small stomach, meaning losing less hunger, 2 turns of that is equivalent to another person's 1 turn. Well, Insomniac is so minuscule that 5 turns of her Insomniac is equivalent to 1 turn of rest. So that doesn't account for the yellow, but he was absolutely right about that, and I did forget about it. So he is correct, but that is not the reason why. It's just because the shelter bed sucks. It's important to know that because you want to put your best people on the best beds, especially if you have a giant party like this one. We'll let Rahul play cards so that he can get that tiny bit of morale back up. Lester is in Rahul's position, but without the morale penalty. There's a very, very minuscule amount. It's really not worth anything, but we are limited on how many people can go to different things. Joe, let's go and have you rest as well. And Frank, we're going to have you cook because Daphne is, for whatever reason, too tired. Oh, you don't need to eat. I was just switching to you by habit, trying to make you eat. We're going to be here for 2 phases. One phase is going to let us look at the vantage point, and the other phase is going to let us clear the zombies from the shelter. So there's going to be 2 phases worth of stuff. I'm going to flip through everybody's hunger real quick to see if anybody needs anything. Joe was a little bit peckish, but otherwise he's fine. We're going to go ahead and move on from here. I always intended to attack this place with this number of weapons. And I always intended to explain everything that I was doing during these to kind of provide a walkthrough. First things first, if you do choose to run at the very beginning, don't run any further than, say, here, maybe the curb. If you choose to walk, don't walk any further than the door. Really, you have up to the fern, but this gives you a little bit of wiggle room. If you do move fast enough, you're able to catch this zombie before it turns around. The zombie I just passed is a sleeper zombie that will hear us if we're loud with weapons, as well as a zombie behind this wall. Don't bump into the zombie if you get too fast. So just give her time to walk around. You can, however, step or even run when trying to ambush a zombie from behind. Just be aware that that will also alert other zombies who can hear that. There's typically going to be a zombie that's heading right for the door if you are keeping up with this pace, but you don't have to. And we're not going to try to jump this zombie. We'll have her open the door for him. Opening the door too fast while a zombie's turning can actually alert them. Just keep that in mind. We're going to get this zombie the moment he starts to turn. Because I want to kill it before it really properly enters this room. You can see that there's a sleeper zombie in the back next to that desk. We don't actually have any inventory space right now, so we'll just leave that alone. But I did search it because I want to know where some weapons are. That might be something else for you, could be snacks, doesn't matter. We're going to try to break this axe in a second. If you wonder why I'm switching weapons during this run, anything that's a bludgeon tends to be very loud, but somewhat durable. Anything that's a sharp, like a blade, tends to be very quiet, but very fragile. So things that are like a knife, such as scissors, broken bottles, one use, very quiet. Things like a hammer, very loud, maybe 4 to 5 uses. We will definitely hit this guy with an axe, and it'll also break our axe at this time, freeing up a slot, but we're not going to bother turning around to get to that because there's 2 weapons there, so we might as well wait till we break a second weapon. We will be waking up some sleeping zombies, but they will never lay eyes on us. No one will ever become hostile to us specifically. We will sneak around and be perfect. This is a sleeping zombie, and you want to knife the one that is in the stairwell after you close the door. If you do anything less and not penny, then that will wake up the zombie. There are 2 guard zombies here and a patrol zombie. We'll wait a little bit. And assassinate this one as well. You can use this axe. We would like to use an axe because we don't want to alert the zombie that's behind the level 2 door to the left. If we alert him, he'll become a patrol zombie, and then it might be more difficult to kill him because he might be synchronized with another patrol zombie. So we'll just wait. Right now he's conveniently got his back to us, so we want to be a little bit on the stealthy side. Let's see how this room is doing yet. It's not much different. During my live stream, I used Barb to craft me tons of makeshift hammers and axes, and we went around slaughtering most of the zombies in our way. I don't remember trying to get used to fist fighting during that time, and I didn't want to just sit there and stealth while on live stream, since I felt I had to go, go, go. And he never discovered us. I'm going to use a hammer for this next one. And anybody that would hear a hammer would hear us running, or vice versa. So we easily running to that is fine. Here's another guard zombie. Fortunately, I bugged out the game again. Give me a second there. Sometimes when... Let's see, make sure I get there in time. There we go. Sometimes when changing lanes, if I open up my inventory, I have to hit escape in order to get out of it. This open elevator shaft is a descending platform for you. You can only enter if you're climbing down from level 4, which is accessed by level 3. Watch my hands. They're going to ball up in fists as I'm about to run. I'm going to run forward just like a nanosecond, and then I'm going to run up. The reason why I'm not running straight up into the stairwell just yet is because it might not make any sound. So I'm going to run forward, up, then run right, sneak, and lure him up here. He has no idea where I am or what I am. He does know that there's something sounded. So I'm going to have to walk because he lost track of me. So I took a tiny little micro step there, and I'm going to execute him. This level 2 blockaded door on the right has to be descended to from level 6, which is accessed by level 5. This is the guard I wanted to ambush. And we can hide in places like this, but it does give you a chance of being found. If she had stopped one step forward, she would have actually caught me. Is that zombie in this room yet? No, it is not. That's fine. We'll come back for that zombie later. There is sometimes a sleeper right here, next to these chairs. So you'd want to use a knife of some sort. And I call it knife, even though it's not actually a knife. I call it knife because of its noise profile. Again, if you've been watching all of my videos, you'll know that I mention this, try to mention this every couple of videos. So if it's a very quiet weapon, I call it a knife because you can make makeshift shivs. So even if it's a broken bottle, I call it a knife. Axes, even if it says fire axe, I'll call it a hammer if it's of the appropriate noise size. This, we can easily sneak up. You don't actually even have to kill this zombie, but we will kill him. We'll kill him with an axe. If you're just looking for loot, you can just search it and go without the zombie ever discovering you. If you want to kill this guy, wait till he goes up to the window, because there are 2 sleeper zombies in this room. Nothing that we really need out of that, so we'll just keep moving. We're just looking for supplies we can use at the moment, like during this scavenging run. Anything else is getting shipped home later, by probably Joe. I can hammer this zombie, because there are up to 2 guards in this room. But I can see the one right now, right there. I'd like to wake him up anyways to kill him. Here's a patrol zombie. And we're going to invite the patrol zombie to join us in the hall. This is kind of an old XCOM remake strategy, and that is lure the enemy to your position rather than chasing them down. By luring the enemy to our position, we can set up our ambush point, and we know what's around us. If we chase the enemy down, we might attract more attention, more hostiles. If I were to chase that zombie, that patrolman, I would end up finding 2 guards and a sleeper. Yeah, we're going to lure this zombie in, then we're going to hit him with a hammer. By the way, if you're hanging around a sleeping zombie for about 3 minutes, it'll become alert and go try any zombie that's alert will attack you the moment it sees you. There's no wind up or anything. There's no violin hum. I'll talk about zombie postures in a bit here once we find another spot to relax. So the guard's going to be looking at us or spinning around. It doesn't matter too much because I can kill this one without anybody being the wiser. And I'm just going to close the door while the zombie's looking right at me. It's fine. Let's switch to my hammer, and the moment she turns around, I'm going to go after her. Now, that table does have a searchable, so bear that in mind if you need to get a little closer than you're comfortable with, probably. Alright, zombies, when they are awakened from any sleeping status, will always be what I call pursuit mode, and they'll kind of try to pursue where they think you last were. They don't know you yet, but they'll try to pursue it. You can tell this by their shoulders being leaning forward as they're running. Otherwise, they might be in what I call hunt or search mode. That's when they're more upright than their normal hunched over posture, but they're really just trying to make a radius around where they last heard you. So pursuit mode is just barreling towards that spot, and search mode is just going back and forth. There is a slight difference. You can tell by the way they sound. When they're in search mode, they don't immediately detect you. You can kind of hang out in front, but when they're in alert mode, if you just poke your head out of cover, just shine your flashlight at them, they'll see it. I mean, assuming they're facing you. They'll see you immediately and they'll just beeline towards you. There's no hiding once they spot you. We'll go ahead and kill this one with the hammer again. We want to use the hammers as often as possible because it is durable. We do want to wake up that soldier zombie in the back, or cop zombie. But first things first, let's take care of this wanderer. Let me think here. We do have a golf club. Let's go ahead and get that. There's one zombie. We're gonna lure it in. Doesn't know we're here yet. And in fact has lost us already, so I'm gonna step forward. And execute it. The other zombie, he's currently in search mode. You can tell by how quickly he stepped out of the room. He's gonna patrol like right here. Generally, when they're doing this searching, they're not gonna go up and down stairs, but they totally can if their behavior for that particular zombie is coded. Now he's in regular patrol mode. He's just gonna bounce off walls. If I had a hammer, I'd use it on him, but we're currently out heading towards the golf club. Okay, this room is now clear. So this is going to be our storage room. Let's go ahead and drop... I don't know if I really want to drop anything right now. I guess we'll drop this fastener. Now, I have left these doors open, and I typically leave doors open if I still have business in that area. I'm done with that room, so I'm going to close it down. That's an easy way for me to keep track of where I've been and what needs my attention. I think we just picked up medicine, didn't we? Yeah, just medicine. Go ahead and drop it over here. Stacking your things together makes it easier for you to condense objects. All right, let's take a look over here real quick. Before leaving this area, we're going to go kill a bonus zombie. I call him a bonus zombie because he has no impact on our performance in this dungeon or building. I call it out of a dungeon out of habit. If anything, killing him makes our life worse because we put ourselves at minor risk of getting caught and lose one potential kill from our weapon durability. But we want to kill zombies, so... we're going to go ahead and hop over this and kill this one. You don't actually have to use the hop over. And he actually turns around pretty fast. He may hear you land. I'm not sure what it is. This is a sleeping zombie, and this is a sleeping zombie. There's the sleeping zombie right there, I believe. So we're going to try to wake her up. Either that or it's a first... No, I'm pretty sure it's a zombie. Let's go and wake her up. And we'll come back and deal with her later. Okay. We got a golf club. I've never seen a zombie in this room. But it looks exactly like another room. So I can bet that someone's going to say, I got caught in that room you said never has a zombie. It looks exactly like another room. Well, almost exactly. I think the stairs go the other way. There's 3 zombies up here and 2 zombies in that room that are facing each other always. So I'll teach you how to get rid of all of them. But first we're going to deal with these 3. The other one's probably over here or something. Yeah, right there. Sometimes you might have one zombie by itself. You kill that one and shut the other 2 in this room. The only thing in this room is an elevator that goes back to level 1. That's the second floor in the game. They call it level 1 in this game. We can probably actually kill this one. Well, he is stopping a lot, so maybe not. We're going to close the door for right now and deal specifically with this zombie first. So we'll let her bounce, but meanwhile, while we're waiting on her, we'll take a peek at these 2 guard zombies. So they're always going to be staring at each other, and in order to easily sneak up on them, we're going to make them change their AI. Alright, now we'll go and head towards this one. And she's down. I didn't mean to close the door there. I meant to search this thing. We get a bottle and a spike plank. You don't need to kill these 2, but we might as well if the opportunity presents itself. And it kind of does. We're going to wait for one of the zombies to pop out, then we're going to close this door behind them. Always try to wait for the zombie to finish walking past the stairwell so that if they were to stop, you don't bump into them. if you're worried they might turn around at any moment, try to get close enough that you can actually attack them if they start to turn. The spike blink is good for 2 to 3 hits. It does randomize. Not based on when you pick it up, but based on when you use it. That's when it randomizes the damage spins on it. Attacking a zombie will spin durability faster than sneak attacks or executions. See, if I had gone left at that time, I would have walked right into him. If you want to avoid having extra turnaround time, you can easily spin around in place by shining your flashlight behind you, and then you're in position. If I instead press A right now, I'll immediately get out of the stairwell. So that's no good. All right, let's go ahead and disturb these guys. So how do I disturb them in a way that I can kill both of them? Now, if I want to disturb both of them, I can just skip to the second step, but then we're going to disturb them one at a time in order to kill them both. All I have to do is stand up, and then touch the door. That tiny little movement will have alerted a zombie next to me. I'm going to open the door and step north. While he's not looking in my direction, he's never going to find me. We just wait for him to come out. That door is closed, so we will try to switch to a quieter weapon. But if it was open, I would follow him with the spiked blink and hit him once he gets towards that end. So that deals with one zombie. To deal with the other, I'll show you what to do next. But first things first, let's just kill this one. Alright, to deal with the other one, just run real quick up the stairs, or down the stairs, or whatever. That's all you had to do. Suddenly he's a little bit upset. She. That's okay, spiked blink is the answer for what ails her. So, I mean, this whole process may be boring to some people, I guess. But this is what focusing on stealth looks like. Actually, there is stuff there, so we'll leave that door open. Okay, this is the sleeping zombie that we need to disturb. I guess we are going to use the bone saw. Let's go ahead and run to the right once real quick, and then up and up the stairs, just like we normally do. He was able to follow us, but not well enough. I've never seen a zombie in this room either, but who knows. You may one day get one. And it may depend on when you do these things. So I'm not going to actually go for this one right now. There are 2 patrol zombies here, and a guard zombie. This is kind of annoying, trying to separate the patrol zombies, so we're going to at least just kind of watch them pass. Alright, so this one, that patrol zombie is actually much further ahead of the other zombie. This is good. And then there's the one behind, so this is fine. I'm going to stay behind this one, and I'm going to close the door as soon as I cross it. Alright, this one goes down. And if I have time, I'm going to open this door, but I might not. No, I don't have time. But I might still be able to axe this zombie without anybody being the wiser. Okay, for this next one, you want to use a shank on her because you might disturb the sleepers out there. There are 4 to 5 sleepers. I'll point each one of them out, but it might be hard to see at nighttime. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 right there. Usually you'll find medicine there. Again, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So yeah, use a shank on that one. Generally like to search from far towards far and then pulling back. That way I pull loot closer to the center rather than pushing my loot outward. All right, again, doors to the right are generally closed off. This is where we close the 3 people and then eventually kill them all. Up another level. We're going to skip this floor for a bit. We're on floor 6, and then above us is the roof, so we're almost done. Alright, you might find 2 zombies up here or whatnot. Use your ears, though. So we just have the one, and there's our vantage point. You can forego all of the man, I hope he does not stop in front of me. You can forego all of the levels we just cleared, and just go straight to the top and get the vantage point and be done. Fitzgerald House. And then if you don't care about your character, you can just, I guess, jump off to your death, but we're not doing that. Alright, even though we're way above that balcony area with the 5 sleepers, we will use a quieter weapon for this next zombie, because I don't want to actually wake him up. This, we could consider it count as one room. So yeah, we will use the bone saw. We'll execute him, and let's search in this bag. We find bottles. That's exactly what we need. Let's go ahead and drop. Darn. Unfortunately, we have to. We'll have to be back for this later. Let's drop off the pills for now. Let's go equip the bottles. So we need to be back for this. I will leave the door open. We haven't done floor 6 yet, so we could take a look around. There's 2 patrol zombies and a guard zombie at the very end. So I guess while we wait for... Oh wait, we didn't even shatter that weapon, did we? Yeah, we still got durability. At the very end is what I call a bonus zombie. Again, he serves no value in killing it, but we're going to try. I mean, I don't know, try. We're going to do it. We're going to succeed. It's not like it's a risk or anything. But yeah, there's no value in actually doing so, other than if you enjoy making sure the zombies are down for the count. Let's just deposit some of these things, like the bullet, and we'll even deposit the gun for now. We'll take the scissors. We're not going to fire the gun right now. Pop. That floor has been cleansed. Okay, this is the floor we skipped earlier. Let's pick a quieter weapon, such as these broken bottles. You can't peek inside doors until you bolt cut them or lockpick them. I'd like you to direct your attention to the left side of the screen where you see that leg and the shoe. That's not the zombie. The zombie is actually beneath that with the red and white stripes. That's an ambush zombie. I classify it as an ambush zombie when they spring out at you. It's meant to kind of bait you into a trap. In order to avoid that trap, number 1, we've got to lure this guard zombie who just stays forever watching the door. We have to do a little bit more than what we did before about walking the door, but we just have just a little bit more. Walk a few steps, a few micrometers, and then that should disturb this guy. I'm going to go and open the door here, and I'm going to actually wait for him to come out. This is his, we'll say, epicenter, and he's going to kind of patrol that back and forth until he gets tired of it. There's no real point poking my head around the corner. That's just going to get me caught. So just wait. Wait for him to come out. Because if you try chasing him down there, then the ambush zombie gets you. Now, that being said, it's not that bad. It's just a zombie. That's not super powerful or anything. It's not like a heavy. But we are going perfect stealth, so wait for him to cross. Knife this one. Alright, and we will want to knife the next one, but we aren't actually going to kill the ambush zombie right now. In fact, what we're going to do is we're going to trigger the trap without it ever noticing us. Throw the bottle, close the door. He's going to get up, putz around for a bit, and eventually calm down when nobody's there. Worst thing you do is tell her to calm down, so just leave. This one you want to knife, because there are 4 sleeper zombies in that room, and 1 sleeper zombie in the room above. When we get the banjo, right there, we're going to actually keep that on us because we don't have a banjo in the base. And I'd like to keep one of every weapon at the base so that way if I do write guides, I have the information available. If you want to see guides on the game, please help support the channel by going to other videos that I have on the channel. That's seriously. Because if I have to chase the algorithm, I'm not going to be able to work on the guide. Chasing the algorithm is what I'm doing right now. Making videos on the game, playing the game, but not spending time working on the guide. I've had information on like how many zombies are in each map since, again, before early access. But I haven't had the time to work on it because I'm trying to get these videos out. Because my live stream disappeared. So if the live stream had stayed, you'd have mini guides out by now. I wonder if anyone managed to stay for the whole live stream. Probably not. But it'd be cool if they did. Alright, now we are in the level 2, which is otherwise inaccessible. I want to go ahead and pick a nice quiet weapon for this next one. Wait for her to bounce off the door. I could probably knife her right now, but we're going to follow the XCOM strat of luring her in. I'm going to peek in the door, make sure nothing untoward has happened in that room, and then take cover, because, we have some time. Once she comes in, we'll wait about a step for her to step away, not just turn, because then you'll end up kicking her. Chances are it's okay. Used to be in early in the demo, it would immediately make the zombie aggressive towards you. But in the early access build, it no longer does that. Probably because people don't expect to kick the zombie when they jump over. So it's at least forgiving in that case. I may have enough inventory space to collect everything. The treasure up ahead is actually a little bit weird. Hold your search button before you hop over. If you don't, if you're still sneaking around, you might not be able to search this thing. So you may just have to hop back over. It's just that weird. When your character's pressed up against the table like this, he doesn't get the search button for that. Alright, we're done with this room, so we close the door. The only thing we haven't done is level 5. I'm going to drop off some of our stuff, like, I don't know, alcohol, bandage, combat knife, and banjo. We don't really need these planks on us. Well, this isn't the place for them, so let's grab any materials. Yeah, let's grab these. And grab these. And we'll drop them off to the right side of the map. We left an angry zombie over here, so let's not get caught by it. If she doesn't appear because you ran off, she might be downstairs. This is another elevator you can only go down. You can't. Pressing up here does nothing. But we have access to both of those floors, so it doesn't really matter too much. Alright, let's go ahead and drop off these things here. Okay, and that's about it. I personally can't tell if that's a zombie. No, looks like it's just a fern. I'm spinning around in place. I don't see a zombie. Let's try running real quick and see if anything happens. Nobody jumps out at us. Zombies take a little while to get to your plane. They don't quite have a full awareness of the situation as they start waking up, so you do have a few seconds to respond. But right now, this entire floor is ours. But if we want to be safe, we can just close the door. We are pretty much done with that room anyways. We'll be heading back and forth, maybe occasionally, to drop off some supplies. Let me see here. We're going to be encountering one more zombie to deal with. The crowbar could be enough for it, so we can actually deposit most of our stuff. So we've cleared these. We're heading up back to level 5. And that's why I clear each of the zombies right next to the stairwell. Very, very simple. Now we're going to look for that striped zombie. Like with before, on level 4 with the balcony, you see further if you just peek through the door, rather than opening the door and sitting there. If I open the door and sit there, I can't even see past the cubicle. And if I'm on the stairs, it's even worse. So we'll wait till we see her, then we're going to duck. We don't actually have to wait for her in the stairway, but since we are using a loud crowbar, might as well. I don't think the zombie at the end would hear it, though. He's pretty far, but it is a sleeping zombie, and you don't need to wake him up. Gonna pass. And bam. That is every zombie that will interfere with us. Here's the sleeping zombie right there. There's nothing by him, but we can check it out. Remember that, again, if you hang around sleeping zombies for too long, they will just become alert. So let's go ahead and head on down. I'm going to turn floor 3 into also a quick storage bay. It'll be more fine-tuned downstairs, so that way I can pick the best loot to bring home. But we're going to start bringing everything down and then sort it later. You sort it so that things stack. Because if you have, for example, wood in 4 different containers because you've never stacked them, that takes up 4 times the space. So there was that one little bit of alcohol here. We're just going to go and grab that. I have no immediate use for it, but who knows? Oh, there's unidentified bill. I have no immediate use for alcohol, but maybe one day we'll be able to like make Molotovs or something. We have cleared all the zombies on this floor, including the bonus zombie, but everything should be right there. Since we've closed that door, I know that we're done with it. We're going to head back up to 5 in a little bit here, just drop things off. I'm not going to worry too much about organization right now, just whatever I can stack in here. Oops, I didn't mean to pick up anything. Yep, getting things downstairs is probably more important than sorting it out, so that way I don't get ambushed later because I forgot something, like the fact that there are sleeping zombies up here. 4 in that room up ahead and 1 in there. And I've left the doors open because I plan on coming back. So if I forget about those zombies, it would be bad. Let's take care of it while it's fresh in our head. I hope that this particular, I don't know, guide, video, whatever you call it, was helpful to you and not totally boring. It might make some of you guys' brains melt. I don't know. Let me know what you think. I don't really have the ability to talk much. I lack commentation ability. I feel that explaining things is easier for me. Right, and the elevators to our left will just take us back to level 2. It might just be faster to take the stairs, frankly, because we can run those stairs. We'll sort this out in a bit. Not maybe one more shipment. So we're done with floor 5 or level 5. Let's grab everything from level 4. I'm surprised it's not becoming day with how long we've spent here so far. Yeah, this place has a lot of sleeping zombies, but you don't actually have to engage with all of them. The next area does not have a lot of sleeping zombies. I counted 52 that I want to kill with an axe. We don't have an axe, so we're going to have to improvise. Alright, this time we're going to try swapping gear around so we can get more materials. Let's see here. There's materials right there, materials here, materials here. Drop what we can. Grab all the materials again. That's decent. Now, there's still a zombie in level 2, by the way, in that one briefing room to our side. Just make sure that there was no ever a zombie that was coming up from back here that was very slow to wake up. Doesn't seem that way, but I'm used to thinking there's 2 zombies here. So I'm suspicious that I don't see another zombie. It might be that I like arrived here early or something. I don't know, but or it's just randomized zombies. I mean, that's also definitely a thing. So I can actually see through it. Alright, what are we carrying? Just some tape. Let's see what's in here. Basic supplies and some alcohol. Yeah, alright. Back up to floor 3 and drop off. Okay, we killed all the zombies in this area. But if you didn't, just be aware of who you left behind. Close it all down like a coffin. Here's our storage bay. All right, I guess can't really stack much here. More medicines type stuff. That's all right. Okay, let's just dunk this downstairs real quick. Once I can get this condensed into a couple rooms, it becomes much easier to deal with. Is this coffee here or anything? We'll get the alcohol. I'll get all the bandages, it's fine. If I sort all the medicine, it'll be much easier than having to click everything and hope it drops in. Alright, give me the meds. Oh, those aren't meds. Maybe we can fit food in there. Probably not. We have a lot of snacks. It doesn't have to be perfect, but it has to at least make sure that I can stack our things. And lockpicks are downstairs. That's fine. We're going to wait on that. Now that we're on floor 3, let's go ahead and finish up looting this side. There's still a sleeper we left here. Right there. Unfortunately, loading the gun with a bullet does not consume the bullet in your inventory. It's still there, at least in this build of the game. Nicely packaged. That's already closed. I'll just go up here and close this door. This is just the briefing room. That's the one that's with the zombie still in it. We don't have. We have this unidentified pill. Coffee. Bring everything downstairs. Yeah, it's fine. I'm gonna close this now. There's nothing in that room. I don't believe there's anything to search in that room. We should also be able to close this down, right? Yeah, that door over there is closed. Pretty much sorted. You can see how much we managed to condense it too. Okay. Now, to figure out what to bring home. Well, I'd like to bring home the pistol, even though we're unlikely to dish out 3 pistols at the same time. I want to bring home the banjo and the combat knife. Lockpicks are cool, but I mean, we can always make more if we don't bring it all home in one go. And then I'd like to bring the food. So, let's see here. Get the coffee, get the snacks, other coffee. Is there no other food in this one? Yeah, I thought I had more pure alcohol than that. Probably won't take the coffee beans like that, but we'll see. Okay. So it's not bad what's left, and then we'll just maybe grab some base resources or other weapons with what we've got left. Crowbar. This is worth I can craft 2 lockpicks for 2 resources. So essentially one resource per lockpick. This is a stack of 3 resources right here. Whereas the video camera is more like a stack of 4 plus 3 plus 4. This is worth like 11. Take one of each of those. You know what? We should still have them in the base, so it shouldn't create a new stack because we are kind of full on inventory back at the base. Just in case something happens, we'll hold on to the crowbar, but this should be a pretty straight shot back to base. We're gonna leave as stealthily as we arrived. No one's gonna know we're here. I could run, and no one would ever catch or hurt us, but not a single zombie knew the face of their killer here. And I gotta do it again in the next area, which is a totally different area. Back-to-back stealth missions. Sneak on stairs to avoid being spotted. On my live stream, I did this with 10 axes, which are quieter than the weapons I've got now. So hopefully I don't screw this up. I'm sorry, but I don't think I'm gonna make an upload today. I think that means I'm missing Thursday. I'll do the best I can, but I don't think I'll be able to get this out Thursday. We'll close this door. That'll help us a little bit. Sleeper, obviously. Sleeper, obviously. There's a heavy, and he does sometimes goes down the stairs. I would just hang here until the heavy has clearly passed. That's what I call them. I don't know what else to call them. The heavies also spin around a lot, as in they stop and just look behind them. Now, we don't have as many axes as I'd want, so I do actually have to be careful about triggering enemies. This will be our weapon depot for a while. Just go and put up most of our things. Get this heavy. Again, Penny is sneaky, so she is allowed to hit enemies that other players wouldn't be able to. For example, if someone else used a hammer on that one, it probably would have stirred this guy right here. We're going to go ahead and take out those 2 sleepers in the front lobby, so that way I have a means of escape. That's one. Don't think this one will necessarily follow. Yeah. So maybe we should run a little bit. Nah. Not without putting myself at risk of being seen. So I'll wait for him to calm down for a bit. In the meantime, we can organize our inventory. Let's go and put the hammers closer. Well, unfortunately, I did lose track of him. I'm assuming he went to the left. But if he went to the right, it's going to be quite a wait. Because I didn't close that door. No, it sounds like he's coming from the left. There's a sleeper in here, so we'll need to stir this one when we're ready to clear the area. Let's go ahead and close this for now. There's also another sleeper in this room, which is kind of guarding the guard right in that room. There's a nightmare here, and it's going to keep beating. Whether or not we look at it, it's going to keep beating every time we pass by. This is one of the times to want to use a hatchet for sure. So we don't want to alarm the librarian. We'll also get her with a mallet. We gotta really treasure our axe hits. Because I have practiced a bit with fire axes, not fires, makeshift tomahawks. But what if I get spotted because I'm using a hammer? So I gotta be really careful here. Oh, that's actually super convenient. This one paces the entire length of the map, basically. And it should be the only one on that side of this floor. So there's like a door, and there's another one behind that door, but on this side of that floor, that's the only one. So now we need to start clearing out the sleepers here without getting seen or spotted as best we can. Well, actually not this one yet. We got to get rid of the stair guy first. Yeah, there's stair guy. Let's go and close this door so we don't attract as much attention. And we'll wait on the nightmare until like maybe last thing, because I have once seen a zombie in it. I don't know if he just walked in or he spawned in or what. I have no idea if that thing is following me. Doesn't sound like it. Apparently not. Probably have to run forward just a little bit. There we go. We'll do the same thing for this one. Let's go ahead and close this door so you bounce faster. Alright. We're hiding in the basement while they calm down. There are 2 patrollers here, and a guard and a sleeper. There used to be treasure worth getting down. Little machines in the back were labeled as trash, but you could find things like broken pistols and whatnot. Now you just find one little bit of cargo box and a electrical panel with one electrical part in it. Unfortunately, these guys are right next to each other. That doesn't make things simple for us. Let's go ahead and head upstairs and kill those 2 that we released. That one's stirring now. That's the guard. Stirring because we ran past the door. If we weren't Penny, they probably would have tried bashing down the door. Alright, that's a couple more. We can clear one more and break this bat, at least, by going left, which is a blockade door. Not this one, but the one a couple after it. Haven't seen any zombies in this room, but I'm going to be careful because it's we have made it quite a ways. So unlike the previous area, this one doesn't have as many sleeping zombies, but I had written down 52 axe kills. Well, we'll take that back, but... As I mentioned, that's going to be my weapons closet for a little while. Let's get this door correctly open. Alright, that one guard, let's see if we can get her. So wait for her to pass by, and then we'll bludgeon her in the back of the head. There's another guard that's facing left, so we're not going to bother proceeding into that room, but we took care of the guard that was facing right, at least. I have had some problems doing the stairway juke or stairway kill in this little basement, and we can't afford any mistakes. I mean, we can get hit, but then that would ruin my little challenge. Definitely need a hatchet when we do try to make the attack. Question is now a fine time to attack, or are they still too close together? Doesn't look that bad. We'll go for, of course, the one in the back. It's always safer to do that. Most of the time it's safer. Once I dispatch this one, I'll throw one of the bottles in their direction, and hopefully I don't trigger both of them. If I do, I just have to be careful. Coming back to assassinate them. But yeah, the previous area had lots of sleeping zombies. This one doesn't really have as many sleeping zombies, but they're all over the place for you to attack. Good, we didn't wake up the sleeper, but we have at least made the guard likely start stirring. Unless it landed behind the guard, then it probably didn't do anything at all. So I'm going to go ahead and just start luring this one for a second. And I'll come back later for it. need another X. And I think we're fine as is. I just want to make sure I'm carrying double of the whatever weapons we're currently using. Now, realistically, I don't believe there's going to be anyone else up here. Let's take it a little slow. Okay, we're going to keep that spiked plank because we don't have one in the base. We're also going to keep one of the cleavers because our cleaver is currently damaged. There's a couple sleepers behind these doors, and I would like to dispatch them so that I can use this stairwell as I see fit. I don't know what this thing is doing. It doesn't seem to be guarding any treasure or a vantage point. It's just there. So we'll consider it a bonus zombie. We'll go and start running. Wake it up. And we'll see it much, much later. Look, this is how far it has to walk to find me. But in the meantime, we'll start working on the basement. Yeah, this place is substantially different from the previous area, but it still has its own challenges. Let's check out how the incinerators are doing, or whatever these things are. You know, that guard might not have moved at all. Oh, nope, there we are. Now, one of the problems if you try to slip in behind a zombie too quickly after you open a door is that you might try closing the door, and that'll make your character touch the zombie and alert the zombie. So we'll let the zombie take a step forward before we do anything. Alright, that should just be the sleeper left. As long as I don't make any big noises, I should be able to get through. Yeah, there's nothing here anymore. That's really a shame. It used to be good treasure. We had to fight 4 zombies to get here, and there's still a 5th just sitting there. I hit Q, but we ran out of room. We'll be back for that. Okay, in here is going to be a sleeper at first, and then behind that desk are going to be 2 patrollers and a guard. So first we'll need to activate this sleeper. While he's putzing around, we'll go take on the Sky Bridge zombie. Put these things down here. Like the link here. Oh, we have pills too. Pills here. Alright. Let's go look for Sky Bridge. hear the footsteps. Like, oh, there we are. Okay. And there's another floor I'd like to do this the same with as well. That way we can secure the eastern stairwell. It might not be east, but it's to the right of the player, so. Look for the sleepyhead as soon as she's done spinning. This one's a lot more straightforward than the previous one. You just have to move slowly because there's not as many sleepers. It's just look at your next target and lure it somewhere you can kill it without being spotted or heard, or like, sounds like he's in, yeah, he's right there. Ah, see, that's it. So I gave myself plenty of room. Wait, there was an electrical part. Might as well grab that. Alright, so when trying to clear the garage or whatever parking lot, it's best to kill the guard first. So just sort of wait for the patrollers. In the previous area, it was the area in level 1. That's the second floor to me. There was a patroller and 2 guards. It was more practical to kill. I mean, you could kill whoever and it'd be fine. But in this case, I found it's best to go for the guard first. So we're going to have to switch out to our hatchet and kind of get a lay of the land. So we're not going to move yet. We're going to wait to see who else is there besides the green shirt lady and how long it takes her to get there. That sounds like she's the one that is in the lead. So this topless guy is probably going to be problematic, in fact. They've kind of spaced themselves out in a way that I don't like. Yeah. Again, the name of the game for us is Don't Get Seen. Now, there is one glitchy area that we might have to ignore that happens, but there's a glitchy area where there's actually no cover. There is cover, but it doesn't provide cover. I don't know what it is about. I've noticed that when you climb through the window, your character does a little bit of an extra falling animation, so perhaps that wall is just glitched. Yeah, I'm not really sure we're going to be able to get that guard right now. We might have to come back much later when these guys have shuffled a little bit. I feel like the gap is bigger on this guy. So I'll go for him first. All right, but when we get to that window, if I lose stealth at that point, I hope that you can accept that that window's just glitched. I'm going to try other means, but I might not be able to do that section without getting spotted. There's 2 other zombies besides the patroller that's heading right for us. Probably use the axe for this one. Then we'll switch back to our bludgeon. Make sure this zombie's facing the correct way. And we're ready to head back up. The zombie that is behind my character right now, to my left, that's a guard zombie that will face right. So unless you break through the courtyard, you're going to have to throw a bottle or something. We'll figure it out. Maybe I should have brought another bottle. And then out this door is the exit. We may try another bottle, but first we'll get to that stair without the guard spotting us. There's one more zombie that's down here, a sleeper. That's my inventory. I do still have 1 room. Okay. He's not heading in this direction, so we'll come back for him later. I don't know if I've already mentioned it, but you can knock zombies off the edge here, or make them fall off, but it won't kill them. So that's one of the reasons why I closed the front door. Once we kill this zombie down here, the basement is effectively my killing ground for anything that tries chasing me. Basement is secure. We'll probably never need to use it on this run. Let's secure the eastern stairwell, and we'll start working our way up the building. I like how he covered his face before I smacked him. He doesn't really guard anything. He's more or less a bonus zombie. But we want to secure this side. Unfortunately, throwing a bottle while you're up here or even in the stair lane doesn't really work as you'd expect. So I'm going to try running, but since Penny is sneaky, it might not actually do anything. Ooh, I thought I missed it. It disappeared so fast. The zombie in here should still be asleep because I never lockpicked this. And generally, doors that are locked or bolted are resistant to sound. The sound can still go through. Alright, there's 5 zombies out here, including one as a heavy. I don't know if this one's the last one of the group. I see one moving in just now. That one looks like a heavy too. So if it wasn't for that heavy, we probably could have just killed that last one. So here's 2. We'll be back in a little bit. I don't want them to become alerted to me just because I'm in the area. Alright, here's 2 more. So wait for the 5th one. Hopefully he'll pick it up instead of stopping all the time. Right. 4 more to go in the courtyard. Three more. My hands are so cold. I'll probably get the heavy. Back away. I'm not sure how the timer actually works. Two more. Actually, it's fine where it is. So I'll try to carry 4 items on us regularly. They're so close together, though. That doesn't work for me. But right now, we'll be back in a little bit when they've had some more time. Alright, let's try to defeat this one. I think we'll run upstairs? No, we'll run downstairs. I don't know if she heard me. I definitely do not hear any footsteps. How did you not hear that? Okay. Jeez. That was so close. Didn't expect her to dive out of the stairs like that. Okay, these guys are still taking their sweet time separating. Take what we can. Bottles are going to be handy. We'll unbarricade that in a little bit. Let's grab all this and bring it back first. Alright. What can we stack? Anything? It's not much. Now we'll use the library to hold the rest, I suppose. And I think we were down one hatchet, weren't we? Let's see what we've got left. Got the cleaver. I'd really rather not use it if I don't have to, but it might be all I've got. Scissors, too. Yeah, it's way quieter. It's so quieter. Before I unleash what's behind that barricade, I would like... Oh, we still have one hatchet. Strike. Before I unleash that barricade, I would like to try to deal with these guys in front, so I'm not surrounded. Oh, that's a good spacing right there. I could get her, but I don't want to alert the guy on the other side of that door. Although there are two doors, to be fair. Alright, let's take a look. We'll go and sort our weapons again. I like having my primary weapons up front, so if I ever need to equip them fast, it's not that bad. Alright, that sounds like it's the last one. Until I see it for myself, though, I'm not going to bank on it. Never seen anyone in here before, but gotta be careful. Go and close the door. And here we'll find the other guard. Alright, we have access to the warehouse now. Put up a bottle. I think this is full, isn't it? Yeah. Well, let's see what we can stack, if anything. None of that. Maybe we rotate some things like the wooden box, but it's alright. That may come later. Most of the stuff has been cleared out now. There is still that one room with the chair on it. I can hear sleeping zombies humming. Go to the stairs. All right. So there's just 2 zombies in here, but it might not be easy to separate them. Gotta kill them. Can't just lock them away. Now, when I was playing the live stream, I'm pretty sure I just locked them away and didn't worry about it. The other one's probably patrolling the area I was last heard running in. So they seem pretty well separated at this point. All right, one more. We're still not done with the place. There's like another 3 floors. And there was that glitched window I mentioned as well. Don't forget that. Right, let's see what we got in here. All right. Not spectacular, but it's something. Let's move it over here for now. It's just literally 1 room over, but in case, in case things ever respawn, I'd rather not have to deal with those 2 again. All right, let's continue. This is the sky bridge we were on earlier. Normally there's a guard facing right, but it looks like he was probably heard me using the baseball bat earlier and got stuck on this window. We can probably use the pipe on this one still. Okay, this next one will be a bit more difficult. I'm gonna have to let this guy out. And then I'm gonna have to follow him. Probably use the axe. That's gonna be the last axe strike I have. Problem is, going through the window takes forever. So close. You stay asleep, okay? Just thinking. There's a patroller in the room behind. That's the issue. I don't want to hit it when it's so close. Sounds like it's getting nearer. We'll wait till it backs off. You can kind of see the edge too of the wall on the left. If you look where the blur stops, you might be able to see it's walking past. I haven't seen it yet. There it is. It's walking. Now it's up to the door. It's walking away. Let me back off. Again, I don't actually know how this cooldown or whatever works. It might not even be working the way I think it does. Maybe it's just making it worse. This one is a guard left. I have seen it move and turn around, but that might just be because of other sounds in the area. Hopefully that's quiet enough. I did it in the center to make sure that no one would get alarmed. But if you like do a bat or something there, they will get alarmed. Ah, I got another weapon. Good, good. We can actually jump out on that angle. We're going to continue to clear out the zombies that are in our lane. And then we'll be on the other side of that window in a minute, once we go back downstairs. Okay, I think that's just a guard left. So what we're going to do is we're going to lure her in, and then golf club her. How far is it? Oh, he's pretty far. We should be able to golf club this just fine. Yeah, this one's a lot more hectic than the previous map. Scissors? No, we'll save the scissors for the next one. For the glitched area. Alright, I'm hoping this is quiet enough. Okay, did not disturb her. Alright, let me think here. The section below me is the section where it's a glitched wall and cover, and I might not be able to do this without being spotted. So please forgive me for that if I am spotted. Why didn't you throw the bottle? I clicked. That's absolutely not where I wanted to throw the bottle. But I did seriously click. I can't see anything. I refuse to believe that they have never heard that criticism before. He'll live after this. Yeah, that wall does not provide any cover. I'm sorry that I guess didn't quite... I don't know. I really feel that this is dumb. That's why I threw the bottle. And of course, I can't see half the screen either. I'm gonna drop this off for now. I had kept the scissors for that event, actually. I really feel like I could have done that, but I couldn't see anything. I couldn't tell when I should go towards. We almost had it. I've been doing this for like 2 hours. I can't see where the enemy is in the slightest. And of course, throwing the bottle didn't help. But I did click through the window. Well, we managed to stealth the rest of the normally functioning part of the game anyway. So that guy we threw down, he's going to be walking around somewhere down here. And since this guy's following after Penny, we'll take him out golfing. Alright, we have still some bottles here. Probably just need 2 at this point. We don't have much left to go. Thanks. Okay. Let's go and... I don't know if I've already looted all of that. Yes. Alright, we're going to take all this stuff back to the previous floor. Sleeper up ahead. Can't just blitz through it. Let's stack what we can, then bring it back to the library. And normally I edit this stuff out, but since I'm kind of doing a challenge where, I'm trying to stealth it, I figure if I edit it out, then you might wonder, like, I wonder if he got caught. We're just going wholesale on moving stuff around, but normally I edit that out. But yeah, it is specifically this window that does not provide vision. And the only way to get to those guys is to go through that window, because it's blockaded on the other side. Advantage if you didn't have Fitzgerald. There's maybe about 4 zombies left. I do have my lockpicks with me, right? Yes. There's another patrolman on this floor, followed by a heavy guard facing to the right, and on the upper floor is a guard facing left, ready to ambush you. Yeah, that's what I mean. Sometimes you just try closing the door instead of assassinating. Jeez, I was hitting E so much and it still wasn't doing it. All right, we win. There's nothing up here, but I'll go and show you nonetheless. It's a stair and a helipad. The helipad is not involved in the airlift evacuation plan. And there's nothing this way either. You can't climb that. What did I... Oh, I got a sledgehammer out of that. It's okay. My best loot out of that was a light cavalry saber. Not particularly worth the climb. Come on, take the, jeez. Right. You can also hop out over this way onto the sky bridge. Alright, now I just gotta pick out the best loot. Looks like we still got another trip to make. Stop that. And do we not have another lockpick? There it is. We'll need that to enter the nightmare room. Let me go ahead and use the container up front as well. And we'll explore the nightmare room. And I'll try to figure out what the loot is on the way out. I don't feel like running back and forth between the loot, so I'll just run to each one once and grab stuff. And the nightmares are zombies hanging by their wrists against the ceiling. Hey, another cleaver. There, let's close some of these doors so that we can come back for our loot. I was gonna say, who's humming, but yeah, I didn't kill all the sleepers. Let's close this door too while we're at it. Give myself a little bit of protection. What would be good in exchange for lead pipe? I guess the 7 bullets are pretty good. We'll take the stacks for now, though. I don't make any exchanges here. I think we're good with what we've got. So I got food items. That's the sugar doesn't really mean much to me, but I feel weird leaving it behind when the game's giving you so much of it. I might still leave it behind depending on what's in this chest. It's 4 sugar. It's okay. Probably really better off grabbing the bolt cutters. Oh wait, you know what? We'll take the coffee. All right, so yeah, this is our amazing loot we got at the end of this. Oh man. We produced 2 soups, or 2 stacks of soups, but yeah, this is all our loot for 2 hours of progress. Some weapons for our collection. I'm not even sure we have room for it right now. Let me take a look. Yeah, her backpack's clear. So, okay, and I guess we can head towards Fitzgerald. Yeah, we should probably clear that. I need to take a break. Man, I don't even know what to do right now. How about I feed my guinea pigs? You probably heard them weaking, but I couldn't pause because I thought it would look fishy. So I'll be right back. Let me feed them. Actually, I think that there might be a patch out. Hold on. Alright, supposedly... Are the faces on the side smaller than before? I was gonna say, supposedly the casserole bug is fixed. Yes, he now makes 4 casserole at a time. We could cancel some of these vegetable soups. We'll end things off by moving? Or do we end the episode here and then move later? I mean, this is going to be kind of a short episode with just these 3 things, so perhaps I just wait and we end the episode here. Plus, I still need to get this video out ASAP. It probably won't be up for Thursday, so I apologize for that, though you'll be seeing this way too late. Okay, so the game did patch. Casserole is now fixed. We can probably start eating again. Well, that was a very, very long adventure. I'm pooped. Also, I'm so disappointed about the whole ending about the zombie seeing through the window thing. That's a little bit annoying to me. But next time we play, we're going to venture into this region and be able to check out Pioneer Motor Company, as well as Millwood Manor, where our quest is. But first, we need to capture Fitzgerald House. Thank you very much for watching Tran Wins Into the Dead, Our Darkest Days. I'll see you next time.